Lately, it feels like Riot has really been getting the heat from the community, and honestly, for many of the things I strongly agree with. Like, where on earth is the replay system? At the rate it's taking Valorant to have a replay system added, we're going to have GTA 6 come out first at this point. And aside from the replay system, we obviously have the big discussion surrounding skins, and not just one thing about skins, but everything about skins. Their quality, their repetitiveness, their price, and so on. And then, of course, one of the biggest problems that exists in competitive gaming in general, smurfing. But all these points aside, let's talk about something Riot actually did right for once. Or let's hope they did it right. We are going to be getting a new system added to the game this month called the Rank Rating or RR Refund System. And it's exactly as it's written. There will be a system that refunds you RR that you lost in an unfair or disadvantaged way. In the most obvious sense, the whole point of this new system is to basically refund you RR when you come across a cheater and lose a game because of it. We already know that if you're in a game with a cheater and they get banned mid-game, then the game just gets cancelled and no one loses RR. But let's say you play a game and there was a cheater in which you lost, and a few games or days later, you notice Riot sending you a worthless thank you message for reporting and helping them catch the cheater. Well, now it's not so worthless anymore because you actually get that RR you lost back. And the way it works is that you receive a notification like the one you see on screen, telling you about a cheater being detected in one of your matches, and the amount of RR you will be refunded after you play your next ranked match. And honestly, this is a huge win from Riot Games because this is an update that is 100% for the good of all fair players. But at the same time, it raises questions. Is cheating really the number one problem in Valorant right now? When I used to play CSGO, I remember there being a time where I could not go a single day without coming across hackers, not one. In Valorant, over the years that I've been playing, I personally have come across a single cheater who had reported off suspicion and got notified that they were banned 1 or 2 games later. But that's just my experience playing Valorant. Some of you may have come across cheaters a lot more often and this may be a huge deal for you. For me, it was just one cheater so far. And yeah, it would have been super great to get that RR back, it doesn't hurt anyone. But this RR refund system has the potential to go from being good to being great. And there's a very easy way to do that. And that's to issue refunds for when teammates go AFK as well, which in my opinion is a way bigger problem that I come across than hacking. Riot's anti-cheat is already doing great to keep hackers away, but there's nothing keeping throwers away besides adding an RR penalty, which, let's be honest, it doesn't make a difference to the rest of the team who loses the RR as well. I know some of you are already coming up with situations where this wouldn't work and it could be abused. Like let's say we have a 5 stack or a 3 stack or even a duo queue, and you guys are facing a strong team and losing bad. Well, just have one of you sacrifice and go AFK, lose the game in a 4v5, and then just have the rest of the team get an RR refund for that AFK player. And the fix for this is so easy and straightforward that it shouldn't even need to be explained. If you are in a party and someone from your party goes AFK, disrupting the match, then only those players who are not in your party will receive the RR refund. That is the fairest and simplest solution to avoiding abuse of the system that I can think of. And it makes sense. If Riot is trying to ensure fairness and accuracy in our rank progression by adjusting our RR to a recent disruptive incident, the most commonly disruptive incidents, aside from smurfing, are players throwing and going AFK. Players that throw on purpose by not playing normally, giving away teammates' locations in chat and whatnot, I think that's separate from AFK because it can be detected by the system itself, but rather needs to be reviewed. And as much as I would love for this to be a part of it as well, I just don't see how Riot would have the capacity to review every report for throwing and issue RR refunds based off that as well. It just doesn't seem realistic right now, but I'm sure the community would be more than happy to receive RR refunds on AFK teammates in addition to cheaters. And a little beacon of hope does exist because we have this leak here, which shows text being added to the game files in patch 10.03, and one of the reasons for the refund seems to be titled as disruptive behavior. Now, if this is referring to RR refunds outside of cheating, the only other thing it could be referred to are players throwing the match. I'm not sure if it's through AFK detection, team damage detection, both, or whatever else it could be, but this is massive. Based off the format of this dialog box when an RR refund is issued, the way there's a reason for refund included, with the reason itself being in red text as well, tells me that there are other reasons which could be added or will be added in the future. Also, a side note, I'm assuming that all the RR lost in a game against a cheater will be refunded, but when it comes to AFK, it may be only partially refunded. And the reason for this is because they couldn't have been AFK in the first round anyways, because it will trigger an automatic remake and you can just end the game there. So if you lose a game from an AFK teammate, then they must have AFK'd later on into the match at some point, in which case Riot may use this as grounds to issue partial refunds, rather than full refunds if that makes sense. If they do add this, the system should be able to detect when the player went AFK. For example, if they went AFK the second round, there should be a higher refund issued rather than someone who went AFK maybe 20 rounds into the game. And partial refunds may also help with avoiding certain ways to abuse the system again, so I do see this as a possibility. Whatever happens though, Riot is definitely taking a step in the right direction here and giving the community something that they actually need and want. And as much as I love the lore of Valorant, especially as it grows with every new agent being added, I don't even think we need this many new agents being added to the game. We just had Tejo released and less than 2 months later, we get another one. Obviously, it's great to add new content to the game to keep it interesting and fun, but I feel as though the focus of Riot right now is way too tunnel visioned on the gameplay itself, and they're not putting enough focus on other things that are just as important. I have no clue why ping sounds were a priority to fix or adding more agents into the game after one was already released recently. And we all know that skins have become one of the biggest topics in the game right now for the wrong reasons. We're getting skins that are more and more expensive with way less quality than skins that were released years ago and actually look good. Not to mention another whole new feature being added to the game which changes nothing but gives Riot another revenue source, which are in-game flexes. And if you guys follow the lore of Valorant and enjoy it, then you'll also know that Riot has been severely lacking in cinematic content. I'm not just talking about the agent cinematics, but the big cinematics they used to reveal every episode which would progress the story of Valorant, and literally everyone loves them. I mean, think about it, the last major cinematic that we got was all the way back in episode 8, which was the Reckoning cinematic. That was 2 episodes ago, back when the Outlaw was first added to the game and Clove was starting to be introduced as the newest agent. But the focus is too heavily centered on things we don't need, skins, flexes, updates that aren't important, and new agents in short periods of time. We don't need $100 skin bundles or updates that no one asked for, like revamping the ping system. What we need is to be able to enjoy playing the game fairly more than anything, and of course the replay system. Starting with an RR refund system for cheating is great, even more amazing if it addresses the bigger issue of match throwing. And then down the line doing something against Smurfs finally, and actually listening to the community as a whole, would be making this game way more enjoyable. Let me know what you guys think about this new RR refund system in the comment section below. Do you guys like it? Do you not like it? If you have any suggestions, maybe throw it down there as well. You never know who could be reading the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like and subscribe if you did so you don't miss out on future uploads. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.